Welcome to the Little Beading Closet. I'm Sherry. Today we're going to be making these dangling hoop style earrings. I wanted you to see how they look on. Now let's look at our beads for some inspiration and begin our project. For these earrings that I wore in the beginning of the video, I used 4mm round beads along the edge. These appear to be a polymer clay bead that I purchased at Hobby Lobby that's encrusted with all this AB glitter. But originally I made the pattern to be used with fire polish beads because they have a lower profile. But really you can play with any 4mm bead that you love. So let's go ahead and look at the supplies and begin our project. You'll need size 11 seed beads, and of course a pair of ear wires. We'll need size 8 seed beads, and also Superduos. This pattern works nicely with 4mm fire polish beads, although you can make it with other 4mm beads of your choice. I've been making these with Wildfire. Today I'm going to be using it in this green color, and I prefer using size 12 beading needles. To begin one of the earrings, I start with a yard of thread on my needle and 13 of the Superduos, and then twice that of the size 8 seed beads. You're going to pick up one Superduo and one size 8 seed bead and repeat that until you have all of your Superduos followed by a size 8 on your thread. Picking up my last Superduo and one more size 8 seed bead, bring all the beads down near the end of your thread, and then bring it together and tie a knot here between one of your Superduos and size 8 seed beads. I'm going to go ahead and do that 2 times. And I want to needle a few beads away from the knot and make sure that I end up coming through a Superduo. So I'll just come around a little ways and I'll pull on my thread to make sure everything is tight. I'm finished with my tail and I'll go ahead and trim it off. Next, step up into the outer hole of your Superduo. Now I'm going to be adding one more size 8 seed bead between every 2 Superduos. Starting out, this will lay flat, but once you get around, you'll start seeing it turn into the hoop-shaped circle. It will start curving in just a little bit. Keep going. Making sure to pull tight. Have your last size 8 seed bead. I'm going to come into the next Superduo. Turning this needling a little further through the beads I've already added. You can see that's starting to cup in. Just need to continue going through the row of beads that you just added and pulling it tightly together. As you retrace the edge of beads, it will come together just like this. You want to make sure that your thread is coming out of a Superduo. When you're to that point, I'll go ahead and needle into the other side of the same Superduo that my thread is coming out of. As I do that, it will pull the thread along the edge of the Superduo. Now I need to needle into one of my size 8 seed beads, and we're ready for the next step. Go ahead and pick up 3 of the size 11 seed beads on your needle and come back into the same size 8 that your thread is coming out of, just the opposite side of it. So now you'll have the 3 size 11s on top of this 8, needle into the next super duo, into the next 8. Pick up 3 more size 11 seed beads and needle back into the 8 that you were coming out of. And if you can, all the way through the next super duo and 8. And on every size 8 seed bead, we'll be picking up 3 size 11s and needling through that to the next size 8. And we're going to repeat this process all the way around the edge of our hoop. Once I've added the size 11s on every 8 around my edge, I need to come into the next super duo. Our thread is coming out this hole of the super duo, so we just now need to needle into the other side of the same super duo, coming back towards ourselves. And let the thread lie along the edge there. Go ahead and needle into the next size 8. And again, add the 3 size 11s all the way around this edge. I'm adding my last size 311 seed beads on top of the size 8 here. I'm then going to needle into the next super duo and size 8. With my thread coming out of the size 8 here, needle into the size 11 seed bead just beside it, and then turning the work of my hand, I'm going to needle into the tip size 11 here. Now we're in position to finish up our hoop. I have out my size 4mm fire polish beads. My thread is exiting the size 11 here on the tip. So I'll go ahead and pick up one of the 4mm fire polish beads and come into the next size 11 tip bead. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around my hoop. As I add the last fire polish, coming into this tip just here before the next fire polish and through the fire polish. And then I like to come through my next size 11 and the fire polish after it. Pull everything tight. Now coming out of the fire polish, we're going to be needling into the tip bead here on this size 11. We'll be needling into the tip bead and through the fire polish. So again, needle through the tip here and the next fire polish. Again, needle through the tip size 11 and the next fire polish. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. When you've come all the way around and are exiting the fire polish, needle into one of the size 11s. I'm going to pick up 3 size 11 seed beads, my ear wire, and 3 more size 11 seed beads. Needle into the size 11 on the opposite side and pull my thread through. Before pulling everything tight, I'm going to needle back into the size 11 here with my needle coming through the middle of all of this. Then I'll needle back up the 3 size 11s before my ear wire, and pulling tightly to get those to sit right on top of that 11. And then I'll needle through my ear wire and come down the 3 size 11s on the other side. You can see that the thread path was coming out of this side of the size 11 on the base. So this time we want to needle into the other side of that size 11. And now we have our ear wire attached up here at the top. To finish off my thread, I'm going to retrace this right angle weave unit that's made here with the base size 8 and the 3 11s above it. Sometimes it's just tricky to get your needle in the right angle. So I'll come all the way around. And back through this one. I'm just going to come down into the size 11 one more time here. And needle through the size 8 one more time. Now this is nice and secure. And I can go ahead and trim off my thread.